many young ministers are digging graves for ministry, because you bring the biggest minister in town and then you mess him up. Maybe it's a good time to make a case. You make him look like a prisoner for 3 days. He eats well at home. He sleeps well at home. You invite him, you put his face on a poster, and then you make him suffer. We need to talk about these issues. How do you host a minister? Most people in the first year may not be able to host a well-known minister. So don't do it. Don't twist members to raise money because you want to host a minister. It's making a merchandise of the people of God. Givings in church are supposed to be free will. Are you with me? And I'm not saying what I'm not proud. How many of you have contributed for a conference before? This is what church should look like. We don't give out envelopes for conferences. Everybody knows if you want to contribute, yes. But if you don't feel led, keep your money. God does not instruct programs that he has not funded. Maybe when I come into that topic, you understand. Because sometimes now, when they lodge you in an hotel, you must ask from the hoteliers, in whose name did they lodge me? Have they paid? Because sometimes after you finish preaching for 2 days, the following morning, they will ask you what time you are leaving, and none of your hosts will show up. And when you carry your bag on the way to the door, they will now tell you, man of God, you have been eating, you have been sleeping here, we just respect you. Sometimes, one of our brothers flew back to Lagos. They now called him that it's because you're a popular minister. You are owing us 140,000 for the 3 nights you slept here and the mud food that you ate. A minister comes, he finishes ministering for you. He's not asking for anything, because honorarium is not compulsory. He's tied to honor. So somebody can minister for you. You don't owe him honorarium if you don't honor him. Are you with me? It's not compulsory. You now set him up by giving him a check that will bounce forever. These are the evils that many young ministers do. Or you tell him, please give us your account number, and he will wait for 3 years. You have set him up in his heart, and if he's bitter, he has every right. Or you tell him to travel, and in your letters you make robust claims. We are going to sponsor your transport. He didn't ask you for transport. It's you that said you will sponsor it. And then he flies to you said you can fly. Book your ticket when you come. And when he comes, he's stranded. It's wrong. And many times it happens because people cannot afford. You finish a conference and the sound man is looking for you. No, it happens. So everybody runs away. So we have been instructed, every meeting you go for, have to and fro transport fare, at least money to sleep for 1 night. Don't eat what you cannot pay for. Especially if they say eat from the hotel. Many times the food is. Don't think eat from the hotel means eat things you can't eat in your house. So, to ban jeja to Lord jegbin. What's on work? Well, God teaches people differently. The experienced side of the teaching will clear your mind. That being in ministry and wickedness sometimes is synonymous. Because people will not wait for God's time. Conference is not the sign of a robust ministry. Do your work. May God give grace to every startup ministry. Grace to survive, grace to come into stability, and also grace for the ministers to do their work in the name of Jesus.